Right, so in today's video, we're talking about a situation that has seemingly took over TikTok in the past week or so. I literally can't scroll more than 2 videos without seeing someone talking about this. And it's all surrounding this account right here called Boca Aquarium. And looking at their account, it's probably what you would expect from an account called Boca Aquarium, right? There's a bunch of fish. And I mean, even looking at the website, it's what you would expect. Like, explore our stunning marine exhibits. From the mysterious depths of our shark tank to the colourful dances of the clownfish tank, each of our 6 bespoke aquatic habitats is designed to enchant and educate visitors of all ages. Here's a glimpse of what you can discover. And then we can see a description of the coral reefs, the shark tank, the seahorse sanctuary, the nano reef, and the touch tank. Scrolling further down, we see even more pictures of the aquarium, right? This looks like the website for an aquarium that you would expect. So now at this point, you're probably wondering, why is this a situation? Why are we talking about this today? Why has there been a bunch of response videos from people talking about why they're annoyed with this situation? Now, this all started when an account called the Kari Ray uploaded a video going to Boca Aquarium.
Tell me why I thought I was taking my kids to the aquarium when it turned out to just be a jewelry store with a few tanks. And yes, I did my research.
Okay, so you heard the beginning of the video, and it's probably making a bit more sense here. So, Kari went to the Boca Aquarium expecting an aquarium. It turns out it's mainly a jewelry store that has some fish tanks. Now, Kari actually goes on to explain how they advertise it versus what it actually looks like.
I wasn't mad, just disappointed because the kids got bored really fast. Online, they advertised it like it was a whole aquarium. It's literally called the Boca Aquarium. So imagine my surprise when I saw a bunch of glass cases and a security guard having to let me in.
I mean, yeah, look, right, if you're expecting an aquarium and you go in and see this, you're going to be severely disappointed. I think this freeze frame right here is especially hilarious when you compare it to how Boca Aquarium actually advertises what you're going to see. I mean, look, it's a jewelry store, isn't it, right? You've got all the jewelry in the middle, you see this little fish tank right here, and then there's some, like, windows in the back where you can see some fish as well. Now, we will get into Boca Aquarium's response to all of this in just a little bit, but basically, their response is that it's obvious and you should know what you're expecting if you do a little bit of research. But I mean, I've looked at the Boca Aquarium website and I've looked at their TikTok account, I've looked at their socials. It is definitely advertised as an aquarium first, and in fact there is very, very, very little mention of the fact that there's jewelry there. Not even just the fact that there's jewelry there, that it's literally a jewelry store. That's mainly what it is. On the website, there's barely any mention of a jewelry store. There's this part right here if you go to the About section on the website, so it's not on the front page or anything, but if you go to the About section, there's this bit called Our Story. Boca Aquarium was conceived from a passion for the ocean and its myriad of creatures. Our founder, an avid marine enthusiast with a vision to share the beauty and mystery of aquatic life with the world, established Boca Aquarium to provide an accessible, educational, and interactive experience for all ages. Our unique location within a high-end jewelry store reflects our commitment to presenting marine life as a living art, combining the wonders of nature with an elegant atmosphere. So this tiny little part of the sentence here that says our unique location within a high-end jewelry store is kind of really the only place I can see it mentioned. So yeah, I mean, if you see Boca Aquarium pop up on TikTok and you go and look at their videos, you look at their profile and see that 99.9% of the videos are showing the fish, bearing in mind it's called Boca Aquarium. Then you go to their website, 99.9% of the website is talking about an aquarium. Of course you're going to be expecting an aquarium. And it might technically count as an aquarium, right? If we want to be like very specific, they've got a few fish tanks. But you definitely wouldn't expect a jewelry store that is filling up like 90% of the shop and then some fish tanks along the side. So what I'm trying to say here is I can see how Kari made this mistake, right? And also it's definitely worth mentioning, Kari's video isn't like harsh or anything, right? She starts off the video by saying that she thought she was going to an aquarium, which is fair enough. Turns out it's a jewelry store. And then the remainder of the video saying, you know what, she went along with it, the staff were really nice, but I probably wouldn't go back. So again, not a harsh video by any means, right? Which does make the Boca Aquarium's response to all of this seem a little bit bizarre. Looking at the comment section, it's very clear that a lot of people believe that they advertise it as an aquarium for tax reasons. Like comments like this one saying, honestly, I bet this is them trying to qualify it as a museum so they can avoid paying taxes. Big enough aquarium to be called a museum gets you a tax write-off and government funding for your building. They have to be money laundering and using this trickery for quick in and out foot traffic. Now, after this video went posted, it went viral straight away, right? It's currently on 5.5 million views and a bunch of people were commenting on the Boca Aquarium's videos, basically saying they're false advertising. To which Boca Aquarium ended up responding to all of this with like a few like sarcastic videos, as this one in particular, where there is a woman who I believe works at the store because she's in multiple videos, and she's basically mocking Kari's video.
Spend a day with me at the Boca Aquarium. So I did my research, and I clearly saw it's inside a jewelry store, and the whole thing lasts less than an hour. But who am I to listen to what the internet says, right?
So yeah, straight away she's being sarcastic, saying like, I did my research and I knew straight away that it was in a jewelry store. And I mean, Yeah, look, right, if you Google it, it says located in Diamonds by Raymond Lee. So I guess having that text there is kind of their response to people saying they're falsely advertising. But I mean, look, right, 99.9% of the posts that they make on social media, 99.9% of the Boca Aquarium website is just talking about an aquarium. Yes, there are some little mentions of Diamonds by Raymond Lee here and there, right? But it is like literally filling up like 1% off the advertising. But in reality, it looks like the aquarium is taking up 1% off the jewelry store. And look, some people might love the fact that they can go to a jewelry store and also look at some fish, right? Some people might love that idea, but the way that they're trying to like act like confused and naive to the fact that it is clearly advertised as an aquarium first, and they're confused how other people would be confused by the advertisements, it just feels like they're purposely playing dumb here.
First lesson I learned in my IT class, ignore all logic. So I came prepared. Bag of snacks, water, beach blanket, just in case it turned into SeaWorld, eggs, maybe I could trade them for gold. Have you seen egg prices lately? A diaper bag, not for my kid, but for whoever dares to piss me off.
Yeah, so basically, at this point in the video, they're mocking the fact that Kaori, like, brought, like, a backpack because she thought it was going to be, like, a longer day, you know, going to an aquarium. Also, we heard in this video, they said that the experience is only an hour. You know, you do your research, you find out that it's only an hour, so you don't need all these items. But in other videos on the Boca Aquarium website, I've seen people saying that it lasted like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to look for everything.
Was it 25 minutes? She was counting how long it would take from where we were to here, and it was perfect. They said the time, 23 minutes. Awesome.
So yeah, this is uploaded on the Boca Aquarium website. This is what I would assume are customers, and said that they look for everything in 20, 25 minutes. But I do also think this is very important to note, right? As we heard in Kaori's original video, it is free to do this, right? It's not like Kaori paid money expecting there to be an aquarium and then there wasn't. It was free to enter, so I don't think it's like a scam or anything like that, right? It's obviously just like an advertising method to try and get people into the store. And it just so happens that I think that they're probably a bit dishonest in their advertisements, and you can see why a mum who is showing up with her kids, probably hyping it up, being like, oh, we're going to be going to an aquarium, and then be greeted to this, would be disappointed. And again, I also think it's important to remember that Kaori's video wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was harsh at all. It was just a video saying, I went to this place thinking it was an aquarium. It wasn't, probably wouldn't come back, but the staff were really nice. So for it to result in this video where they continuously like mock Kaori and they're in the comments saying it's all a joke, whatever, right? A professional business making a video like this mocking a customer seems a bit weird.
And of course, my cooler. I never leave the house without it.
Welcome! Come on in!
Then I walked in. Surprise? It's a jewelry store? With fish tanks? Not quite the aquarium I imagined, even though that's what Google says about the definition of aquarium. But okay, slay. Anyways, horrible time. Bye.
So yeah, that's a video, right? Obviously a very overly sarcastic video, kind of mocking Kaori's video. Now, I think it's fair to say this video probably didn't go the way that Boca Aquarium expected it to. I mean, pretty much all the comments on this video is stuff like this, saying, don't visit the Boca Aquarium, got it. This is so mean girl coded, gross. Ooh, this is a weird response. The way she was literally so nice about it in her video, and this is how they respond. Is your PR team a bunch of middle schoolers? Like, clearly this video didn't go down well at all. And I think the main reason for that is because, again, Kaori's video wasn't harsh, right? She didn't like insult the place or anything like that. She just said it wasn't what she expected, wouldn't come back, and then also said like she'd give it a best shot, you know, try to enjoy it, and the staff were really nice. Now, this did also result in a lot of videos from other TikTokers kind of giving their thoughts, right? There's this video here from a TikToker called Tyson, and in this video he's basically responding to the people who are defending Boca Aquarium.
The people defending Boca Aquarium are so weird to me because some of them are just like, oh, well, you all should have done more research about it. That's the problem. If you go on their website, they are advertised as an aquarium. And only in one spot on their website, in a tiny little text, it says, hey, we are located inside of a jewelry store. It doesn't actually say that, hey, we're actually just a jewelry store with a few fish tanks. And if you look at their reviews on Google, it's a bunch of like 5-star ones, like, oh my god, the aquarium's so amazing, all this stuff. A lot of them seem like they're AI generated, and it makes it seem like it's a real fucking aquarium.
So yeah, let's actually take a look at some of these reviews. Obviously, Tyson's saying that they look AI generated. I don't know if they are, right? They could be absolutely real, but there's definitely some like very positive reviews reviews here. Like one here that says, what a surprise, went on a trip to an aquarium and found a beautiful jewelry store too. The most wonderful tanks of exotic fish. A great tour and had jewelry cleaned at the same time. Seahorses, eels, all types of treats from the ocean, so fun. Another one here saying, Jose and Taylor were amazing. The aquarium is such an exclusive sight to see. Taylor is educated and answered literally every single question I had. I had a lot. At first I came to just give myself and my son something to do, but I ended up not wanting to leave. The fish are beautiful. The tanks are beautiful. The tour Taylor gave me was great and left me wanting to start fish tanks of my own. Definitely check it out. Now saying that, there is also a lot of negative reviews. Now there's a lot more negative reviews like since that video was posted right now that a lot of people have seen the situation. So I'm mainly just going to read out the ones that were posted before this all kind of went viral. This was a scam. It's a jewelry store calling themselves Boca Aquarium, which is a few saltwater tanks and a station where kids can touch small ocean creatures. The kids were mishandling the items. There was one jewelry store employee trying to gently remind them that everything in the tank was alive, but unless parents are aware and engaged, kids were squeezing and fighting over the animals. It was rough to watch. The staff were polite and inviting, and the jewelry store seemed nice, but this was absolutely not an aquarium, don't be fooled. Another review here saying, saw a group of students in there today and they were forced to give this guy good reviews before they could leave. Absolutely repulsive. For the record, this place is just a shabby jewelry store, not an aquarium. And then another one here saying, if you're looking for an aquarium, save yourself a drive. This is not an aquarium and I don't know how they've gotten so many positive reviews. This is a jewelry store with a bunch of fish tanks. Very disappointed as we were out of town and spent time driving here and kids were disappointed. The staff was very friendly, but unless you're buying jewelry, go elsewhere. Now carrying on with Tyson's video, he does go on to mention the fact that they have made videos kind of like mocking Kari's video.
For Boca Aquarium to have the audacity to try and shade their customers because they're, exposing them for actually false advertising when they're not actually an aquarium, it's so, like, just weird to me because you are a business, all right? You're supposed to be, promoting, like, sales and whatnot, not promoting shade and doing all this, like, stuff to get drama and attention. That's not what business is about. Like, I just can't believe that people trying to defend this shit because if their website, their TikTok, and every social media platform they have describes themselves as, like, this amazing aquarium, and you get there and it's just a few fish tanks with no labels or anything like that, I don't think people are wrong to be mad.
Yeah, I mean, look, the people I have seen defending this, which doesn't seem to be very many, like, over on TikTok. Obviously, we've seen some, like, positive reviews as well, like, on Google. But for the people who have been defending it, I think the main claims I've seen people saying is, one, it's free, right? Which I do think is a very valid thing to say. It's free. It would be a lot worse if they were charging people to go and look at this aquarium and turns out it wasn't really what they were expecting. But two, a lot of people are saying, like, if you dig deep enough, you will see that it is in a jewelry store. And I think, yeah, that is true, right? If you do dig deep enough, you'll see that. But let's not play dumb here, right? Obviously, Boca Aquarium are advertising it as an aquarium first. And the jewelry seems to be like a very, like, quiet secret. Whereas when you actually go in the store, it's a jewelry store with, like, fish tanks. So even though people aren't paying to go and see this, which is good, there are people who are maybe driving out of town, as we saw in one of the reviews. People who are, like, maybe hyping their kids up, saying we've got something very excited planned, we're going to this aquarium, getting there, and the kids are being disappointed. Like, just because it's free doesn't mean people can't be disappointed and voice the reason why they're disappointed. And again, Kari's video really wasn't that harsh to me. It just felt like a video saying, oh, you know what? I was fooled a little bit, thought I was going to this big aquarium, turns out it wasn't really that. And then when I think you add the fact that they responded in the way they did, kind of mocking Kari's video, you can see why people would be annoyed with this situation. But either way, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on everything we spoke about in today's video. Let me know whose side you're on. What do you think the reason is for the advertisement? Do you think the advertisement is even wrong in the first place? Let me know all your thoughts and I'm going to leave it there. So if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Also, if you're interested in some other content, me and Emily have a channel where we play games, react to reality shows, stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that, that's always linked in the description. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.